Hello, everyone. It's now 3 o'clock here, Copenhagen time, and we are ready for another fantastic Zoominar here in the Eastern Day. And I'm really excited to know that even if this is a holiday for a lot of people around the world, that we are actually 2,000 registered today, like yesterday. And I've been sleeping with a big smile on all night after our super good seminar yesterday, where Greg, he spoke nearly 1.5 hours. Our president spoke to the whole fiber world from Zoom here, 1.5 hours, and that was I have no words of how much I respect our leaders and Greg. You know, this was absolutely excellent. But you know, we have more goodies for you today. I'm even smiling thinking about it. We are going to introduce you first for a couple of powerful ladies. One young and brand new manager, and then one of our more matured leaders like myself, but still looking like myself, incredibly good. You know, our products do us good. We stay young. If you ask us, of course, if you ask our children, they might not agree, but because they're growing fast. We have a very great weather here in Scandinavia this weekend. It's getting spring, and the leaves are growing, and you know, we have naked trees now till now, and now the new green leaves are coming out, and the flowers are coming, the soil is growing, and we are just happy, smiling. The Eastern bunny was here the morning putting out eggs in our garden, and the kids wake up excited, running around finding their Eastern eggs and hatch them, but see what's inside. So now they are at the beach, having bonfire and having a picnic and a great time. Meanwhile, Daddy is doing his duties, making sure that we have the world still on fire, and make sure that we are getting the best information, the best training, the best speakers. So we are heavy loaded with a lot of ammunition to fly even higher in our businesses. And at the end of the day, you will hear from Steve Hadgett. He's a great friend of mine. We met each other several years ago in one of our GLT trainings, and we've been many places around the world together, and I can assure you he's speaking every year on our summer camp in Denmark. And I can assure you something really nice is waiting to end this weekend if it comes to understanding of why we are the best. We have the best products, not only by promise, but by guarantee. I know around the world that some of your countries are extremely challenged, like my beloved Indian leaders. They cannot even get products delivered anywhere. They cannot even register any new FBOs because the postal service is down, as it can work online. They're just totally frozen, but still in an incredible spirit, because it'll be like an elastic. You can draw it, and then when it goes, and you will see that the spirit is strong around the world. And in Africa, they're also struggling, but also in a very good spirit. In Europe, we are still blessed that we can get products delivered, and it is extremely good business. These countries who operate, and the country who's standby in the moment, they will have a massive explosion. So I want to hear from you out there. I need to test my sound machine if we have some good spirit in the room. I need to check my office audience here, if they are here. My audience, are you here? Yeah, they are here. Can you hear them? Whoa! Thousands of people are outside here, yelling, screaming, applauding, showing the spirit. So tell me, where are you from? Do we have anyone here today? We are from Germany, from Denmark, Dubai. We have from Finland, France, Portugal, India, Holland, Sweden. Oh, it's just running in. I cannot follow all these. Belgium. They're from the entire world here today. Even from Greenland, we have people, Malawi, Faroe Island. And my audience is here from the entire world. You are my audience today. And again, I want to remind you that either me or the speakers can see you, we can hear you. We can only follow you in the chat, but we will have no time to reply if you put questions. But as you can see in the chat, that the whole world are gathered here today. Some of you guys is very late, some is very early, and we are all waiting to get more knowledge, to get more confident, and to really start utilize everything we are learning this weekend. I want to remind you that on Wednesday we have Mariana and Mille, as I just announced in the webinar Facebook group. Make sure that your team and Crossline and everyone in this webinar group, because we cannot promote all our events in all the different groups that's in Facebook from the different countries, etc. So just stay tuned on the Facebook, on the webinar group, where we will post everything that's going on. And I can assure you that more and more trainings are popping up. I also want to request you, if you have any experts in any fields that we can learn from, I want to invite you to come and speak on these Zoominars. We still have many areas to cover. How to build your website on FOP 360, how to learn how to use Zoom, all the functions here. It could be video editing, it could be social media prospecting, converting prospects to assistant supervisors, etc. When we talk about prospecting, online business, it'll be, of course, the topic today, because the whole world is more or less, they stay home in these days, and we are careful and we have a lot of respect, and I take this virus extremely serious. But as I've been also communicating, we should not fear. I think we got a very clear message from Greg yesterday that we should not fear. Fear is the enemy of all our dreams. It can kill all our dreams, and it doesn't lead to any development, any success. It only leads to excuses and anxiety and a lot of stress. So do not fear, but act like a leader and find your way. and you will realize that it's not that bad at all that we have this crisis, because we learn a lot of new competences, like me here on Zoom, but you also learn about a lot about yourself. You have time to study, trying to get trainings like now. And I will make sure that we will keep you busy with trainings. We will do business presentations, more trainings, more of our vegan seminars, etc. We will keep on until it's not needed anymore, if it ever happens. Now I want to introduce you to my first speaker today. I can see she's already ready. She's sitting in the North Atlantic. There's some beautiful, beautiful islands. If you Google Faroe Islands, you will see some of the most amazing islands you can ever imagine. They are green, and with the rocks, this little rough island. It's tough, you know. They have very hot storms here in the winter, and it can get really cold. They're very famous for, I think, sheep and fishing, and especially the fishers are world famous as extremely strong fishermen who can fish in nearly any kind of storm. And these captains, you know, this is history of the islands. They are islands of fishermen, and you will see some of the strongest captains that can navigate any kind of ship in any kind of weather. And this is very, very good for being leaders. And one of the young captains here, I'm sure she has some grandfather or grandfather or father who was fishermen. And you will understand that she is a very, very promising rising star in forever. Only 25 years young and only few months in the business, already with a frontline manager and an extremely powerful retail sales customers. And let me remind you that the Faroe Island, we're talking about 50,000 citizens. That's in China, it will be a very, very small village. Same in India. On these islands, where they also have to sail ships between the islands to visit, you will see that our business is probably among the highest per 1,000 citizens in the whole world. So, and there's only one reason of this success, and she's the one that I'm going to introduce you to right now. She will give you all her tips and tricks and how to do online product presentations where she's selling a lot of money. So should we give it up for and welcome from the Faroe Island? I need my sound machine here. We need the audience to get the spirits, and I want you all to write, welcome Karina. Yeah, to Karina from Faroe Island, our new manager coming superstar in forever. Welcome to Karina, and welcome to the whole world. You can see the chat is going crazy out here. The whole world is welcoming Karina, and they're cheering you on stage. Karina gonna study Nazi. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Oh, thank you so much, Kim. And actually, when you said the thing about sailor, my dad is actually a captain.
I'm not surprised. It's in your genes.
Yeah, and my brothers as well, and my grandfather and my dad's brothers and everything. So yeah.
And am I right? It has to be a nearly typhoon before they stop sailing.
Yeah, exactly.
Out there, they will wait until the storm is over. They put the ship up against the wind, and they will wait, and then they will fish. They are
Exactly.
when the ice come on board, because the water froze to ice, they go out and they break the ice. They're so powerful. They are tough, these guys. I know, because
Yeah,
I was
so,
once a sailor with the Faroe Island captain, so I know.
exactly. And
Welcome, Karina.
what?
I say very welcome.
Thank you.
Don't be stressed. There's only about 2,000 people watching you. So
Yeah. I have not checked how many, and I don't check everything. So now I'm just going to focus, right?
go ahead. I will mute myself out, so the stage is yours.
Yes, thank you so much. And I just want to say thank you for all your support. I have never done anything like this before, and never told about the products in English. So I hope it's okay with you that my English isn't perfect. So please bear with me. First, I want to tell about my story. I have always had a dream about being a mom. And when I get children one day, I want to be that mom who can pick up my children from the kindergarten. And but since I got an education, I work 40 hours a week from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. So my dream is not a reality. Was not a reality. Now it is. And then I met Forever, and I saw the opportunity for my dreams to come true. And then I started to work in this, and now I just want to live a forever. And as soon as possible, of course. And I just want to say thank you for my former sponsor, who gave me this opportunity to work in Forever, and of course work with Sophia. And but he actually stopped when I was started. And sometimes I think how much he had earned on me right now, and I know he would regret it if he knew. But thank you anyway. And some people ask me if how do you do it, and if like, it's Forever hard and everything. But I don't think Forever is hard at all. It's actually very easy. And the only thing that can be hard in Forever is to keep on going. In my business, there didn't happen so much for the first 3 months, but I was still keep on going, and I never stopped believing in myself, and I kept continuing. And then I got one downline, and 2 weeks later, I had 17 new downlines in my teams. So that I just want to say, it's so important to keep on going and believe in yourself. So I just want to ask all of you, are you ready to go with me to the top? Because I am going to the top. Now I have about 15, I think 50 people in my team. And I know you all are watching. So I just want to say thank you so much. And I have already recruited 5 people this month, 1 in France and 4 in 4 in Faroe Island. But today we are not going to talk about recruiting. Today we are going to speak about online launch, as we call it in Faroe Island, Ola. And when I are making online launch, then I can say like I do like in 5 steps. The first steps is where I think who am I going to invite? And then of course next steps is invites. So I sent the invitation out to people. For example, I start with hello, their name. I hope you are well. I write for a special reason. But first, how are you? And then I small talk. And then I would ask like, oh, what are you doing to exactly like tomorrow at noon? And then they will be like, oh, nothing. And I'll be like, okay, perfect. It's because I have started my own business, and I want to hold an online launch, for example, via Zoom. Because normally and then I will always also say it in the message that in normal case I would invited you to my home, but because we have to look after each other during this time, so this is not possible, of course, because Corona. However, I don't want to stop in my business and dreams. I tell them why it's so important for me that they come to my online launch, and also tell them about boosting your skin and immune system has never been more important right now. Also, then I tell them which I will tell you more about, because then I don't say too much. And then I say to them it would be so grateful if they wanted to support me. And of course, I say to them when all this craziness is over, then I would gladly come out to them and let them try the products and tell them about them, and like wellness nights. And then step 3 is like I make the room. Like now I have made the room, the products are there, and I don't know what that called, but like the managers is right behind me, so people can see it. I have actually also still something there, but the light is too light, so you can see. Sorry. And if it is over Zoom, then I send my link to them. Also, you can also send like the price list online, or how do you say this? The products catalog. Yes. And I send them to them like 1 to 2 hours before, maybe 3. So they get like a little reminder that soon it's going to be a webinar. Not a webinar, no, online launch. And then step 4, it's the launch itself. Then I get ready, I sit down here, and if you could see my room, then here is all the products, and here is all the products, like so I can like take the products, yeah. And then I always started to say to the people like, thank you and welcome everybody to the launch, and tell them it's a little different than we used to, because as normal I like to spoil my customers and my guests with the products, and like, oh, you need to try this, put it in the neck, like for example the heat lotion, you know. And but since we are in this crisis, we must protect each other, and the Corona shall not stop our business or my dreams. And then that's why we go online and try it. And then I always tell my story, like the story I told before, like why Forever is so important to me, because I think it's so important to tell at every launch, or when you get like some friends to try some products, then I think it's so important to tell about why are you doing Forever and why is Forever so important. And then they are like, oh yeah, okay, I totally understand her, and that's why they want to support me that much. And then I always say at a launch that it's simply so wonderful that you are here. You're not, you don't need to buy anything, but it would be so nice if you bought something. And maybe if you have some offers that day, tell them about it. Not tell what the offers is, but tell today I have an offer. There are many different ways to do it. I never done it like offers, but you can try. And then I always tell about it's important to cross off the price list along the way when I tell like, oh, this is the drinks, and then they'll be like, oh yeah, I want the drink, then mark it. Because otherwise they can always delete in the end. And of course, online launch, maybe they don't have a printer at home, then they can write it down on a paper like, oh, she tell about the heat lotion. Because I think it's important for them to write along, because they can of course forget. And then I tell them if they want to buy anything, like just to try the heat lotion, but they don't know if they like it, then I say, yeah, then buy it, because we have the 90 days return policy. So if you don't like it, then it's for free, and you can like have used it all, and I can have an empty, I don't know what you call it, but an empty bottle back. And then they were like, oh yeah, okay, of course, then they can try it, but they always like it. So that's just good. And then of course I show like a Danish video, so they can hear a bit about Forever, and how we does things. Like it's I don't know what it called, but 40 years, you know. And yeah, and then I actually tell about the products, and I will try to make a small I don't know what it called, small presentation from you, like for you. I always start with this one, my drinks. Not my drinks, but the Aloe drinks, you know. And then I always, like when it's online, I think it's very important when you are doing an online launch to be yourself. Always be yourself. I am the kind of girl that I like not to joke, but I am not like, I'm like, oh yeah, now you need to try this, you know. And to an online launch, then I will be like, oh yeah, this one is our Forever gel. And normally I would like you to try it, but now we can't. So I will just tell about it. And then I tell about it, like it's 19%, I don't know what to call, but 7% aloe vera in it. And there is a lot of C vitamins in it. And then I would like to put it in a cup, and then I would like to the camera and like, oh, cheers, and then I will drink it as it was normally, because I think it's so important that they feel me. And then I tell how good it is and how much these three have helped me and helped my stomachs and my system. And I always also ask them, do you know aloe vera? And then they was like, oh yeah, we know aloe vera. And then I'm like, do you know it's for something good or something bad? And they were like, oh, it's always good to put on the skin when they have burned themselves, and if they have anything they are struggling with, they're like, oh yeah, aloe vera, and it's perfect. Then I was like, always say, do you know what this does? Then just think about how good it is on the skin. Then think about how it is when you drink it from inside and out. And then they are like, oh yeah, of course. And yeah, this is also what our most sold products. So it's perfect. And I couldn't live without it the day to day. And then I start telling about my products. I don't know why, I have always done it that way, that I tell about all my products. I know some people have a specific products, like, oh, today we are focusing on Sonia said, or today we are focusing on C9 or anything, but I always tell about all my products, because I don't know which one I should choose not to tell about and to tell about. So I just think it's easier to just tell about everyone. And I always start on the top. So I always start with my hair. So that will be my shampoo and conditioner. And then I would like, in normal, I would like, oh yeah, try it. And now in the coronavirus, I would do like this. Yeah, and this is our shampoo. It's sulfate free and silicone free and everything. And it smells so good. And then I would do like this, because then they would be like, ooh, it's good. Yeah, I know. And because again, it's important that they know it's me, and not just sitting there in their couch and like, no. It has to be good. And then I tell about our conditioner. And I also tell in these both there is the most products is aloe vera, of course, and there is jojoba in it. And our conditioner is also mint in, and it smells so fantastic. I also tell them that they have done so many things to my hair, and then I always tell them stories about what my customer has said. For example, one of my friends, she had this has helped so good with her skull. So yeah, she was like, "Oh, Karina, it's too expensive," and I was like, "Oh yeah, but you can try it for free." Yeah, of course. And now she only buys it. So yeah, she loves it now. And then when I have told about the hair, then I go down to like my face. We are still in the bath, like showering. So of course I will take this face and body soap, and then I would tell them like this, that it's looked like a hand soap to me, but it can be used to the face and to the body. But because of this is how I know a hand soap, so I use it to my hand. But you can use it to everything. And I also tell it's like avocado and citrus in it. So I could also do like, it smells so good, smell it, like I could eat it. That's good it is. I really love it. Okay, now I throw it to the, sorry. And then I also tell about our hand soap. I tell the hand soap is so good. I use this in the shower to shower my body with. And I also tell that it's the pH, I don't know what it's called in English, but it's so low that you can use it also in teams. And yeah, hand soap, makeup, cleanser, and you can use it to everything. And then I tell about our tooth gel. I always start with our tooth gel to tell that it's no floor in it. And people is like, whoa, no floor. What are you going to do then? Then I am like, oh yeah, but we use propolis. And propolis is the thing that bees use to make their, I don't know what it called, but make it safe for microorganisms, bacterial. And then they will be like, oh, okay, yeah, that's true. And then I tell, like, I always show them that this one is like a monster green, as the children would say. And then there will be a ha ha ha, and it's so good. I love it. And then I also tell them that this are also making the tooth, like the teeth, brighter. And yeah, it's like not smell, but taste like mint, and it's very, very good. And this is the only thing I use. And I know people who have used it for 20 years. And then they will be like, oh, there are no hole in the teeth. No, not at all. I have never have better teeth since I started. My dentist also told me that, oh my God, Karina, you have never had so beautiful teeth. And I was like, no, you should just know what I use. But he didn't ask, so I didn't tell. But yeah, he was like, oh my God, it's so beautiful. And then I also tell about our deodorant, our Evershield, as it calls. And then I always tell them that it's a stick, because there are so many people that want like a stick. And I still tell the stick is from here to about here. So it's like, I have had mine for 6 months now, and it's not empty yet. So that's fantastic. And I always tell them that there is no aluminium in here. So that will mean that the pores are not closed when you use this. And I also always tell them that they just need to give this a chance for 2 to 4 weeks before they can be like, oh yeah, it's not working. Yes, it is. Give it a chance. And then I tell about this. Our Gentleman Pride. There's no alcohol in here, and it's like aftershave. When you have shaved, you can put it on. And then I always tell about my friends. My friend are using this, and he is like, it's so good. It's the best thing that he have tried. And it's not like hurting the skin, if you can say that. And then I would, of course, do like this, and it smells so good. In Faroe Island, we say shaikalet, and it's just like then like, oh, whoa, and then like, oh yeah, it smells so good. I don't know what it calls in English, but like when a man just smell good, and you're like, ooh, yeah, that's how I think it smells. And then, of course, we are having when we are going to the bathroom and make us like good morning ready or good night ready, then of course we need to cleanse the skin. And I know a lot of people who use the hand soap to clean their skin with, but I actually use my Sonia set or my Infinite sets. So I like twist a little bit about this. And but of course, then I are going to make me ready to sleep or good morning. Then I cleanse my skin with this. And if I really want like a Karina night day, then I cleanse my skin, and afterward I scrub. And this scrub can be used for every day, but I always recommend my customers to use it 2 to 3 times a week. And normally when you scrub the skin, you use salt or sugar to scrub the skin with. And when you do that, they are never the same size. So of course they will not harm, but maybe I can say harm the skin more than it will be good. And this one, there is jojoba in it, like small circles, something. Everybody is the same size, and you can put these two together, like use half of this and put a whole of this in here. And after that, every time you go in shower, you can scrub your skin, whole body. Then you start from your legs off and scrub like in circles all the way up to stimulate everything. Then of course don't use this as an 18 if you have this in here, because don't scrub there. But yeah, and of course scrub your skin. And when you have scrubbed it, then of course we should have a mask on. If we are going to really like, now it's our time, right? We have a lot of good mask. This one, marine mask, it's really good. It's a deep cleansing the skin, and it's have to be on the skin for 15 to 20 minutes. And then I show like it's really like mud. You can always say like, yeah, it's not mud, but it's like look like mud. And then I always tell about, of course, our mask, princess mask. Have you tried it? It's so good. I actually tried it for the first time for 3 weeks ago, I think. And I know it's really bad that I didn't try it before, but now I have tried it. And this is like one of my favorite masks. You put the same amount of this and this into a bowl, and like dry and I blend it. And then I use a pencil to put on. And as one of my friends said, like, Karina, you have to decide if you want to look angry or if you want to look happy when you put it on. Because when you have put it on, you can't move your face. So like, yeah, now we're going to smile and put it on because then we are smiling all the time, you know? It's, yeah, we're a bit crazy, but we love it. And of course, this one is also, you have to let it sit in the skin for half an hour. And when I use this, then I put this on and then I go into the shower afterwards. Because then like, I feel like, oh, I'm getting everything off, you know? So I scrub and put this and then go into the shower. And of course, we don't have to forget our so good oil. I love my oil. It's like a miracle. When I first heard of this oil and I was like, oh yeah, another oil, you know? But this is the best oil I have ever tried. I use it for everything. I use it for my nails. I use it for my hair. I use it for my skin. Yeah, I use it for everything. And it's so fantastic because normally when you put an oil on your skin, it's like, how do you say it? It's oiled, of course, you know? But when you put it on the skin now, then after it will be like normal. So in a little bit, then you can try here and here, and it will almost feel like normal. It will not be like oiled and like, oh, when do it get into the skin? Because now it's always like already gone. So it's fantastic. I use it for everything, especially my nails. And my nails are so beautiful. What it used to be, of course. So beautiful. I love it. I would never be without my oil again. Never. And then we have to tell about, not have to, but of course our toner is also very good. When you have like cleanse your skin, then you put a toner on. Of course, to how do you say it, for the pores, I think pores, yeah. And you can put it on the face, neck, and everywhere where it needs. And then we should put a cream on. And then I start putting like my serum on. I put this on before I put everything on, like this one. Even if I use this or the Infidence or Sonia set, I put serum on first. And it's like a very good serum, just like, I can't explain it, but it's like so light, but very good. And then we have this moisturizing lotion. I always tell in the moisturizing lotion, it's with collagen and elastin. And then I tell them about the smell. I tell them it's a bit feminine smell, but of course, guys or men can of course use it if they want. And then I also tell about what collagen and elastin is, because when we are younger than 24 and down, the body has so much collagen in it. But when we are getting older, then everything is going south. Yeah, and we get this rings in the skin. So when we use this, we add it naturally to our skin. And then I of course also tell about our Aloe Lotion. And in here it's jojoba oil and vitamin E's. And of course, if you don't want to smell good, if you, for example, is a man, then you also can use this. And also younger people can use this. And of course, it's so important to tell about the sun. It's important to protect our skin. And then I tell about this. Here is like a 20 sunscreen in. And it's like you can use it everywhere. But of course, like I would use this for the face because it's small. And then you can use like or so good sunscreen to the body. And it's in here is like 30 sunscreen in, and it's very water resistant. And then I always tell them about the smell because I think the smell is so good. And my parents used this when they were traveling, and they were like, yeah, in love with it. Also the smell. And 2 seconds, I have to put it out. Yes. And of course, we don't forget our eye cream. Our eye cream is very good. When I put eye cream on, my mom has taught me that you never use this one because this finger is the most has most power in. So I always use the little finger. So I put cream on, and then I just like tap it small. I don't know what to call, but be like sensitive to the skin, and of course also here. But always use the little finger because it's not that strong as the other fingers. My mom told me. And then of course, never to forget our propolis. Propolis is one of our most sold products, and it's so good to skin that's dry skin. So good. And I also tell like it's a man cream, if you can say so, because it's not it dry fast, really fast. And always people like, oh, Karina, do you have a hand cream that is not like, oh, the cream is still on? And I was like, yeah, propolis. It's perfect. And propolis cream is, as I told you, the propolis is also what the bee keep to protect against the bacteria. And then I say to them, then you can figure out the rest itself. If you have something, dry spot or something, try it. If you have dry hands, try it. And everything, like I have never get anything, never, like there are never once one person that had told me that this wasn't good. Everybody is like, oh my God, I need it, I want it, I need it. So that's perfect. My mom is the biggest fan of that. So yeah. And of course, now it's starting to be summer. In Fair Island, it's not summer. It was actually snowing today. But yeah, that's how it is to live in the North Atlantic. But then also, I always tell about, of course, the jelly is so good to everything. It can go in every, okay, can you say hole? If you have burned, if you are, a bee has, it's not called bite, but stuck you. If you are itching, anything. I also use this in my hair, like put it in to like, the hair also needs aloe vera, of course. And this is the small pharmacy, as my family says, because you can take it with you everywhere and use it to everything. And these two are so good when you are going to travel, because this is the sunscreen, this is the aftersun. Perfect. And if you have burned you very bad, then you can use Forever First as sunscreen. Aftersun, sorry. And I also use Forever First to my hair. When my hair needs to be washed, I always think it can last 1 day more. Then I put this into my hair, like as like make it not wet, but like yeah, put it in my hair, and then I take the dryer and like dry my hair, and then it's good to go for 1 day more. So perfect. Also, if you have burned you very, very badly, then you can spray it on and just leave it alone. Because when you have burned you very bad, it's not nice to touch. Of course not. And then, of course, we don't have to forget about heat lotion and MSM gel. I can see I just have 10 minutes left. Sorry, yeah, I love this. But of course, I tell the heat lotion and MSM, they are like twins. They don't go from each other, but of course they can if they have to, right? And the heat lotion is so good to like the muscles. You can use it before you make sport or after, or for example, like me, I am working 14 hours a day beside forever, and I always like stand up, and my legs get tired, and when I sit at a computer, like my neck gets like, oh yeah, that I always use this and mix it with this because I feel like this is better together. And MSM is small syre. I don't know what it calls in English. Sorry, I was trying to say that. Yeah, but it's so good for also for the muscles to make them relax and to build them up again, if you can say that way. And of course, then I tell them about the Sonia set, all 4 products, and you can also buy it like one by one, not all 4, but you decide yourself. And of course, I always tell them about the Infinite set, which I have been so obsessed with. I love it. And of course, also our tablets. And of course, when it's online, then I would take one out and just like, oh yeah, it's like this. And you take 1 to 2 tablets a day. It says 2 tablets a day. And yeah, and then I always like, oh yeah, look at my skin, it's so beautiful. And Forever Derm, I have also a C9 here, but I don't want to do it now because I don't have time. But of course, I tell about Derms, Mousse, and Forever Lean, and of course about our fish oil and Active Pro, and just like the vitamins and RG. RG is, mwah. I have been in Forever since August, and I have not, for example, drink, how do you say it, Red Bull since, because this is just like a lifesaver for me. I love RG. And I always tell that RG is make that like do so you make, I don't know, get more energy. That's what I was to say. Yes. And of course, now I need to move on. And step 5 is closing the launch. Then I always tell them about, we have a lips congruence. I don't know what to call. But like, okay, now it's in Faroese, but like win one aloe vera party with snacks. And then I would ask like, oh, Kim, I will take this up, and I was like, oh, Kim, how many lips are in here? And then Kim would say, I don't know, 20? And I would write it down. Oh yeah, maybe 20. And then I would ask him like, do you know Forever Living? Yes or no? And if you don't win this competition, would you like to invite some friends over for like a party where I would come and spoil you? And then he would say yes or no. If he say no, then I would be like, haha, then you are going to win, of course. And like, do you want to borrow some products for some days? And do you want to know more about this opportunity to get more money? And do you want to be a part of, yeah, something that we are doing, right? But yeah, it's like this, and it worked fantastic, so good. And then I ask them if they have any questions, and then they say, of course, say yes or no. And if they have, no, if you have, as I said before, any offers that day, then you can tell it like, oh, if you buy under 300 crowns, you get 1 free lips. And if you buy over 300 crowns, then you can choose between a deo or toothbrush. No, toothpaste, this one. And if you buy over 600 crowns, then you can choose between heat, jelly, lotion, or moisturizing, or something like that. Then they would be like, oh yeah, I need to buy something. And then when you have to close the Zoominar, not Zoominar, it's because we are here today, but then you have to close the launch. Then you ask them, do you want to buy something? Like, then I would be like, oh, Kim, do you want to buy something? And Kim would be like, yes, of course. And if he didn't say yes, of course, then I would be like, okay, you can write to me. And if you don't write, I will call you. Because they also need to know that you are going to call them. And then I close the launch. And then I wait for half an hour maybe. And if they haven't texted me yet, then I call them. Because I think it's so important that we call them and we like, oh, what do you want to buy? You never ask them, did you want to buy something? You say, what do you want to buy? Because you need to also have this trust in yourself, you know? Like, also when my friends are borrowing some products of me for 2 days, 3 days, 4, and then when I get the products back, I always ask them, oh, do you want to buy them? Yes. Okay, perfect. Of course they can always say, oh no, I don't want to. Okay, that's also fine. And yeah, I hope that you were getting something out of this. Yeah, with my tips. Just my tips for you for the online launch is be yourself. I don't know what you call, but rest in yourself. And yeah, they need to feel you. They don't need to feel some people who are just standing there like, oh yeah, this is our heat lotion and this is our jelly. No, they need to feel you. I always tell them that jelly can go everywhere. It's green, you know. Green mean go. And of course, heat lotion, don't go anywhere. Red, stop. So don't do it. Don't put it in the eyes or in teeth or everything because it's hurting. And of course, our lips. I tell that our lips can use by the lips. Of course, it's a lips, and it can also be used like a highlighter, or if you have what it's called, if you have burned or anything, then I always tell them about this can also be used anal. And if you are using it anal, then buy 2 things, like 2 lips, because then in the one you can write front face or something, and here you can write back to be used back. And then people always buying 2, not because I think they are going to use it there, but you never know. It's good, really good. Yeah, just be yourself and tell about the products which sell themselves.
You are absolutely fantastic, Karina. There's some questions here regarding how many are you inviting on these online product launches? How many is there?
It's very different. Sometimes it's 8, sometimes it's 12. Yeah, and sometimes 6. It's very, yeah.
And that's good to know. And how long time does it take?
Normally, when it's online, it's maximum takes 1 hour.
I remember one of your product lines that you sold for nearly a little bit more than 2,000 euros. Was that in 1 hour?
2000.
When you
Yeah,
sold 16,000.
yeah.
16,000
That was
Danish.
in 1 hour.
And how much profit you have? You have 48% profits. So you
Yes.
made about $1,000 in 1 hour.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Wow.
Because I
That's good
don't know.
business.
Yeah, it's really good business. As you know, you can think about use 1 hour of your time to get 1,000 pounds.
That's insane. So,
Yeah.
but it can also be low, of course, and it can be. But if you make like $200, $300, $400 every time you spend 1 hour, you know, it's still extremely good if you do it every day.
Yeah.
After work. But you can also do these in the morning or in the weekend. It doesn't need to be evenings. Am I right?
Yeah, totally. I'm right. Totally right. I use it in the morning or like morning in the weekends. And every Monday I am free,
Yeah.
so maybe I use my Monday on it as well. Yeah. It's mostly in the weekends I do it.
I
But
like
now
when you.
Corona.
Yeah.
What?
I like when you're calling and you say, "Hey, here's Karina. What are you going to do Saturday morning, 10 o'clock?" And if they say nothing, you will ask them to join your online training products launch.
Exactly.
Cool. And
Because
not, do you want to buy? What do you want to buy? Not, do you want to buy? No, what do you want to buy?
exactly. You need to
You
be
are.
like safe. Not safe, but yeah, I don't know what it calls.
You need to be focused and strong and show that you expect them to buy.
Exactly.
Thank you so much for Karina from the Northern Atlantic. You have the whole world around cheering you now. And we want to make some noise for Karina here from my live audience. And let's hear it up for, yeah, they are still here. Now the whole world is cheering to you and saying, thank you, Karina, for an excellent training for a young 25-year-old powerful leader like you. Thank you so much and see you at the top.
Yeah, see you at the top.
Wow. And see you at the top, Karina. Thank you so much.